Look at what I have today. Look at what I'm finding in World City in Houston.
It's great to be here. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Weather's a little rough outside, but we're happy to be here.
You just said very difficult. But how difficult was the last couple of, counting this year's, the last couple of months?
Well, they're always challenging, but when you represent the type of players that we do, engaged players, educated players, it encourages you to continue to work through any of the challenges that you have. So we're good.
To finalizing what you was doing, how hard it was, how do you can define that?
Well, again, we had players involved from start to finish, and our responsibility was to carry their interests and be their voice by extension when they weren't in the room, and we were able to navigate some very difficult challenges over the course of the last year and a half or two, or if you go back to 2020, the last couple of years. So again, we have a tremendous group of players, tremendous group of player leadership, and that's always key to navigating any issues when you sit down at a collective bargaining table.
The international draft is still in place, or is there something to talk about later for the next 4 years to come?
Yeah, it was never in place. It was an interest that the league wanted. We attempted to negotiate over it, but the interests we had weren't the same interest that they had, and the protections that we wanted to have in place in a international draft world weren't part of the interests of the league, and so no, we didn't agree to one. They will have an opportunity the next time we sit down to attempt to negotiate it again, but we were committed to and will remain committed to having a fair system in place for international players, and we're not going to compromise that.
Yeah, because mostly all the big players from Dominica, they never we agreed with that, because they say they're going to minimize all the talent can be lost in DR.
Well, we don't need to go down this road because we spent a long time negotiating over it. We engaged players from the Dominican Republic, from Venezuela, from Mexico, from Panama, from Colombia, from Curacao, you name it. We sat down with players to get input on what an international draft would do, how it would affect the international market, the protections that would need to be in place in order to have that conversation at all, and the value that the players should receive as a part of any amateur international system. We weren't able to come to an agreement. The league was not comfortable with the positions that we were taking, and so we'll see again what it looks like in 4 or 5 years, but our positions aren't going to change.
How you describe this World Series between Astros Houston and Felix?
Two very good teams playing extraordinarily well at the same time, and that's what you want coming into the World Series. I'm excited for it. I tip my hat to both teams. I tip my hat for every team that made the playoffs. It's not easy to make the playoffs, but these two teams are here, and one of them has an opportunity to be the last team standing. Only one ends up happy at the end of the year.
Tony, thank you very much. You will be good with us, and we appreciate you be continuing that way for many years to come.
Oh, thank you, Bobby. Thank you.